Welcome inside the John Bailey Arena here, ladies and gentlemen. Normally at this point I would say welcome back, but for those of you watching on YouTube, we are finally live, and we do apologize for the technical difficulties here from the arena, dealing with some network issues, but they seem to be sorted now, and we are back into the action. And if you're watching from home and missed the first period, man, Calgary got out to such a hot start. 2 quick goals being scored by Brandon McNally before Valley was able to storm back. And then a late goal by the Valley captain with 0.8 seconds to play in the period. Got us all tied up at 3 again, and we are back to the action. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties, and we get back to our regularly scheduled programming. Live here on BC Sports TV for the third day of MacDonaldCup action. Tino Fair, your voice for all the games today. There's a shot, an early save by Zach Goulet. Loose ball collected by the Sturgeon. So they send this one up over center. It's one of their goal scorers from the first in Tristan Denil. On his wrong side now. Spin move shot and a save by Tapping. An early test for the Calgary goaltender. And he might have to make another one here, as it's the captain, Everett Vetterell, working down low from the corner. Pass goes up top, off the mark. That will go back over center unless Vicentin can chase it down. Man, he's lucky he didn't get called for back over there. And we're going to get 2 penalties here, one aside for some more chippiness there between. It looks like Matthew Thiessen for the Sturgeon, and I believe that was Emerson Stevens for Calgary. They're both going to sit off on offsetting calls and give us a chance to pay some bills here on the broadcast. The Cat and Fiddle Pub are proudly and locally owned and operated for over 30 years and voted best pub in BC by BC. With 2 covered and heated patios, famous traditional pub fare, and a great atmosphere. Go see why the locals love them. 3 decades running. So there will be offsetting penalties. We will remain 5-on-5 here as we are over a minute into the second period. Still tied up 3-3 in the first game of day number 3 here. Calgary versus Valley. Gabe Rempel, he had a goal back in the first period. Swing pass now to the far side. Brett Vicentin fakes the pass now, sends it up top. Return to Rempel, steps into a shot blocked before it got through. Rebound off of a defender goes into the stick of Jeremiah Gibbs. Now near side feed. Toe drag by Vetterell. One hand flip over his shoulder. Now Rempel from his wrong side fakes the shot. He'll just dump that one down into the stick of Vicentin. Sharp angle shot just before the clock expires. Battle for the loose ball. Now Gabe Rempel's going to come in to help. Gets that ball free, and here come the Sturgeon once again. What a heads-up play there from Brett Vicentin. Now Rempel through the middle, saved by Tapping. Loose ball grabbed by Vetterell. Fake shot by Kit, working his way through the middle. Sub shot saved again by the Calgary goaltender. And a quick up now to a defender over to his right. In comes Caden Murray over center. He's got some pressure on his back, so he'll circle back now and head off for a change. Caleb McCormick backpedaling away. Now McNally looking for his hat trick goal. That one deflected. Valley had it for a moment. Still up for grabs now. And Calgary will collect and earn a fresh 30. Riker Hutchinson. Pass through the middle. Now Brett Lindenbach. Swing pass to the near side. 15 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Denver Kit causes a turnover now. A breakaway from his own side of center. He's got a defender on his back. Slowing down now, eats a wrap check, spinning through the middle. An underhand shovel shot, but a save by Tapping. Not sure about that decision by Denver Kit as he turned back instead of just eating that one, but he lays a huge hit on a Calgary defender, and now he'll head off for a change with Valley going back the other way. Man, Denver Kit might have just heard me criticizing that decision on the breakaway and took out some frustration in the process. absolutely laying the boom. Now Vetterl throws that one off the crossbar, and the rebound will go all the way back to Zach Goulet. Quick up now to Matthew Ortutes. He sends that one down the floor. Now a 2-on-1. Isaac Richtowski pass through the middle. Off the mark, a 2-on-0, and they don't get a shot off. Now Gibbs from his wrong side saved by tapping. Richtowski going to continue to battle for it. Eventually collected by Rempel. Shot blocked before it got through. Frantic action in front of the Calgary netminder. But now things slow down a little bit for some settled offense. Richtowski getting a rough ride. Backhanded flip pass will go over center. That turnover will send Calgary back into the offensive zone. Just over 4 minutes into the second period here. Still tied 3-3 in the early stages. Calgary looking to grab the lead again in this game. Second chance saved by Goulet right into his crest. The third one saved by the goaltender for the Valley Sturgeon. Now Burke McCady battling for it. Loose ball goes free, and that shot goes just wide. Might have caught a piece of Goulet. Must have, with no back overcall going against the Sturgeon. And now Calgary back into the offensive zone. Gage Foley will head off for a change after getting it back into the sticks of his offensive teammates. Now McNally with it. Still 12 seconds remaining on the shot clock. His pass to the middle, shot saved. Goulet rebound through the middle. Grabbed again by Calgary. Big hit behind the net. And now Valley will collect from inside their own crease. Jeremiah Gibbs, first to collect off the bench here. He circles away from the perimeter pressure, now into the offensive zone. To his right is Gabe Rempel, now over to Everett Vetterl. Flip pass through the middle, gets blocked and collected by Calgary. That was Zach Phaneuf over center, one of the assistant captains here for the Wranglers. Caleb McCormick of the Wranglers as well, getting a rough ride. Now has the pass in front, fakes the dive, and an elbow save by Goulet. Zach Goulet has had a handful of 5-alarm saves to start off this second period. Now his team ideally will earn him a goal for his efforts. They'll wait, though, to get their offense fully onto the floor. But now Tristan Denil spinning away from some pressure. 10 seconds to shoot. Has some room. Takes the shot himself. Blocked. Now in front of the Sturgeon bench. Rempel with a shot from distance goes short side, wide, back over center. That shot from Calgary goes wide, collected by Brandon McNally. Switches hands for a sec. Now he'll get underneath. The rare box lacrosse switch hands. That'll be an interference call going against the Wranglers. And that turnover will send Valley back to the offensive zone. 12:45 to play here in the second period. Nice stutter step move there to avoid a check by Nigel Novak. He'll head off for a change now as his team gets to their settled offense. Logan White turning back. Now Rempel. Big wind up and a goal. Valley has their first lead of the game. Gabe Rempel now up to 9 points to this point in the tournament so far. One of the cornerstones of this Sturgeon offense, and you just found out why if this is your first time viewing. The likes of Gabe Rempel can shoot from so many different angles. and just put that one into the top corner that time around. And again, Valley with their first lead in this game. They were down by 2 at one point earlier in the first period, found a way to climb their way back and get it tied up with less than a second to play. Now another big hit, this time from Calgary. They've been on the receiving end of the physical play for most of this game. Now they get into the action. I believe that was against Nathan Jensen, who heads off to the bench now, favoring his right side. And he might go back down the tunnel. And it looks like he will go get some attention from the trainer as his team goes back to the defensive side. Brendan McNally still with it. Lost it for a moment in the corner. In comes the double team from Valley. 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Now the Wranglers eventually collect. They have some room. Flip pass down low to the corner. A bouncer now from beside the crease. 3 seconds to shoot. Sharp angle shot save. Goulet second chance. And another save. But an interference call goes against Caleb McCormick just before they got a clean shot on target. So that'll take away what was originally a save from Goulet. Now Danil looking for his second, but a sliding save by Tapping turns them aside. Wranglers back over center now. 11:05 to play in the second period. Emerson Stevens. Draw pass to McCormick. Now late man into the play here is Taylor Engel, who grabbed the third goal of the game for the Wranglers back in the first. Now a shot and a goal, tie game once again. Isaac Wong puts that one into the back of the net. First goal of the tournament for Isaac Wong. Just inside that left post. Man, what a matchup we have here in the first game of the day. I was saying to our cameraman extraordinaire, George Parra, before we got going, that with an 0-2 record for the Calgary Wranglers, if there was ever an opportunity for them to get their first win, it would be against this Valley team coming off a loss yesterday, a big one to the Saanich Express, 15-5, maybe a little bit shaky in their confidence. And if Calgary could come in and set the tone early, which they did to start off this game, they might be able to get some momentum on their side and get their first win of the MacDonaldCup, excuse me. Now Kit sends that one up the floor. Jensen back into the play after a brief stoppage from him. Injured a few moments ago. Looked like a lower body injury, but he is back to the action. His pass through the middle. He'll head off for a change now to get the offense back on. His Denver Kit sidesteps a check. Now pass through the middle. Shot saved by Tapping. Fighting off the shot from Gabe Rempel, who joins Brandon McNally of the Wranglers here on hat trick watch. Just over 10 minutes into the second period. Engel collects this one from the corner boards off the hop. Heavy pick set by McCormick. He's going to get called on a screen now, or on a moving pick, excuse me, and will apply some pressure on the forecheck. Now in comes Valley. Here's Caden Shivers. Pass now to his right, Logan White. Pressure on his back, loses the ball in the process, still battles for it, chips that to some space, tried to chase it down afterwards. Now he'll try to apply some back pressure as Calgary gets back over center. Running right into a triple team, though. They lose it and goes back over. No, deflected off a Valley stick last, so no back over call, but still stuck in their defensive zone. They give it right back to Gabe Rempel now, spinning around on his wrong side. He'll circle behind the cage. He's got Vetterl. Now with some space, the pass off the mark. Danil will grab it off the hop. Also looking for his second of the game. He'll send it over to the near side. Now Vetterl. The Valley captain surveys, sends it down low to the near side corner. Rempel. Shot around a defender. Hat trick, Gabe Rempel. Valley regains the lead. The two-man connection of Everett Vetterl and Gabe Rempel connects once again. But the hot stick here for the Sturgeon is Gabe Rempel. He deposits home his third of this matchup and puts his Sturgeon team back on top. Now Calgary's a man up the floor. They have to take it off the bounce. Could have been a clean breakaway for Brett Lindenbach. Now that ball bounces through the middle of the floor. They'll run through the crease trying to collect, and Valley will take it off the turnover. But Riker Hutchinson takes it right back. Eats a check from behind on top of the crease. Saved by Goulet. Stretch pass up the floor. Danil has that one just out of his reach, but he chases it down in the offensive zone, all on his own, going up against 5 Calgary defenders. Now in comes Denver Kitt to help. Makes a move through the middle, loses the ball, still battling for it, but grabbed by the Wranglers. Now McNally streaking down the middle of the floor, off ball, couldn't get the pass. Now it goes to the near side, leaping to hang on to this one for Calgary's Caleb McCormick. Now pass through the middle to the opposite side, and another big collision against Taylor Engel. And we'll get a illegal substitution call going against the Sturgeon now. I believe this will be the first power play of the game for the Wranglers. I don't think Valley totally knows what's going on here. But it will be Isaac Richtowski making the march towards the sin bin for 2 or less. You looking to try the new Olympic version of lacrosse? BC Sixes has you covered. Think box lacrosse, in the sun, non-stop action, non-stop fun. Find their media on Instagram under BC Sixes and register bc6s.com today. Now the Wranglers working around from the outside in this early power play set. Now swing pass to the far side. Shot goes just wide. That'll go off the ceiling, sending Valley shorthanded into the offensive zone. Burke McCady's got one man in front of him. Flip pass over to Jensen, back over the center line. Now Brett Visentin into the play. Drives down low, save. Now loose ball grabbed, or I thought it was going to be grabbed by Vetterl. Collected by the Calgary goaltender. He'll send it back up to the power play unit. Over center is Caden Murray. Drop pass now to Isaac Wong. Spun away from the late pressure from Valley. And they'll work it back up top to the point. Fake pass now down low to the far side corner. Return now to the point. Here's Isaac Wong. Far side feed. They start their motion. McNally had his stick checked by Nathan Jensen. A heads up play by the Valley defender. Taking away what was a clean chance, or what would have been a clean chance for Calgary. Now Burke McCady into the offensive zone. Down low. Near side, Gabe Rempel. Goes underneath of the pressure. He'll circle behind the cage. Now 30 seconds remaining, and the penalty being served by Isaac Richtowski. Rempel gets away from a double team. Flip pass onto the crease. Vetterl saved by tapping. Now Calgary back over center. Still on the power play for another 15 seconds. First into the play is Isaac Wong, running quarterback on this power play here. Calgary still needs another man into the play. They do get one. The late man joining here is Noah Cooper. Wong, far side feed. Return to him now. 10 seconds to shoot. We're back to 5-on-5 with Richtowski stepping out of the box. Vetterl off the bench here. If they can get the pass free to him, he's in alone. Danil takes it himself instead. Great save by tapping. Stretch pass up the floor for the Wranglers, off the mark. Now Valley will collect from their own defensive zone. Under 5 minutes to play in the second period. Still 5-4 in favor of the Sturgeon. Vetterl with it again. Fakes the flip, now looks over to the far side. Pass through the middle, shot from distance, fought off by tapping. Rebound collected by Calgary. Good stick check there by Logan White on the back check. He'll stay and play a defensive shift here, as will Gabe Rempel. 2/5 math guy here of this defensive unit for Valley. Currently offensive players. Now that one goes back over center. Rempel will chase it down. He'll start off the possession now in the near side corner. In to join the play is Vetterl. 2-on-1 here from this side. Flip pass from Rempel goes a little bit out of the reach of Vetterl. He has the pass again sent over to him. Shot goes just wide. Back over center. Calgary will chase it down. Into the play here is Eric Zukowski. Now Calgary with a chance, cutting through. Over top goes just wide. That was Caleb McCormick trying to dunk that over top of Zach Goulet. Now Danil, clean breakaway on the turnover. Fake shot and a goal, 5-hole. Tristan Danil gets his second of the game and his fourth of the tournament. Now it's Valley on top by 2. See, fakes going top left, instead pulls 5-hole. Tristan Danil with the Poco equivalent of a Lambeau leap into the end glass. 3.5 to play in the second period. It's 6-4 for the Sturgeon. Calgary wins the face-off cleanly. Now they got a man up the play on his wrong side. Bouncer saved and a big hit shortly there afterwards. Slow to get back up here is Riker Hutchinson. He's back to his feet and will head off to his respective bench. Now Vetterl. The toe drag goes underneath. He'll turn back now and find Gabe Rempel fresh off the bench. Rempel over to Vicentin. Big wind up and another goal. Valley has 3 straight. This time it's Brett Vicentin firing that one from distance. 4 goals through the regular season for Vicentin. He's up to 3 now to this point in the tournament. And has made his mark as one of the dynamic pieces for this Valley offense. Now Calgary found themselves into a hole here. They have 4 goals in each of their 2 previous games through the tournament. And they're up to 4 now to this point, but they haven't gotten one for a little while since the early stages of this second period. Got to wonder if that 4-goal mark is the hump they have to get over. So this next goal coming up is a big one if Calgary can find the back of the net. Now it'll be a slashing call going up against Josiah Goosen of the Wranglers. So a power play here in the late stages of the second. Rempel steps into a shot, a low save by Tapping. Now just 3 seconds to get over the center line. Man, that was an early 8-second count from the officials. Not giving any leeway for Calgary. Now, Vetterl shot again saved by Tapping. He'll hang onto the rebound this time around. May just have to send this one down the length of the floor. Quick breakout pass near the center line connects. And they do get over this time before the 8-second count over the center line here for the Wranglers is Caden Murray. He'll slow up shorthanded for another minute and 10 seconds. So the pressure from the Sturgeon comes. Murray spins away from that. Now 5 seconds to shoot. He'll lob that one down towards the Valley goal. That goes off the end boards and through the middle of the floor. Burke McAdie will collect. Pass to Vetterl. Out of his reach. Collected by the Calgary netminder. Again, a drop pass from his crease. And Gage Foley will push pace. Sidestepping the first defender. Tries to spin away from another one in Tristan Danil, getting a high check there towards the back of his neck. Loses the ball in the process. McAdie tried to collect. Now Calgary will keep possession. Spinning through. Unable to get a clean look. Now they'll find it off the loose ball, and a save there by Goulet. His first one in a little while here, as most of the play of late has been on the Calgary side of the floor. Now under a minute to play in the second period. Power play back out onto the floor here for another 10 or so seconds. Vicentin, near side feed. Skip pass over to Kit. Winds with a subber, saved by tapping. And we'll go back to 5-on-5 action as Goosen steps out of the box, but a turnover against his Calgary team. We'll get a fresh 30 for Valley. Shot from Vicentin goes just wide. Loose ball. No back over call, they'll say. I guess it caught a piece of a defender. Now Rempel will collect on his own side. 21 seconds to play in the period. Long pass up the floor. Here's Vetterl. One defender to beat. Gets on top of the crease. Shot saved by tapping. Rebound goes off the sideboards. Now 10 seconds to play. Calgary will collect. They'll call timeout. And I think their coaching staff asking for another second to be put up on the clock. Don't know if they're going to win that argument or not. But at the very least, they have about 8 seconds to work with here, down by 3. Both teams will try to draw up a game plan in the late dying seconds of this second period. And a quick thank you to everybody here for joining us on BC Sports TV, especially bearing with us through the original network issues that were working against us in the first period. Don't be too alarmed, though. The game was still recorded. We went along with the broadcast as per usual for the first. So if you do want to watch back any of this game, the entire game will have been recorded. So nothing to worry about in terms of watching the game back at a later date. But for now, we are just moments away from getting back to the action. So thank you to everybody for bearing with us here to start off this day. And thank you to everybody who's joined us through the entire week's worth of games to this point. We're going to continue to bring you all the action for free across all of our channels here on this day number 3 of MacDonaldCup action. Now we are back underway. 5 seconds to work with for Calgary as they work down low. They got the shot they wanted. A save by Goulet. Where is it? It falls to his feet as he makes one final save to close out the second period. We're going to step aside for now on BC Sports TV, though. Don't go too far. We got third period action in day number 3, the MacDonaldCup, coming up next. Welcome back inside the John Bailey Arena, inside the Poco Recreational Center here, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to BC Sports TV. We got the third period coming up next here in the first game of the day between the Valley Sturgeon and the Calgary Wranglers. Calgary looking for their first win of the tournament, and they're in a 3-goal deficit right now, looking to climb their way back. We were tied 3-3 heading into the second period, but now to this point, Valley is kind of taken over, and Calgary hasn't really been able to find the back of the net since early in the second period. After such a strong start, too, they'll try to get back to their scoring ways that they started this game with. And who else to get things started than Brandon McNally? 2 goals back in the first period. He opened the scoring both times for Calgary. A late hit there on Burke McCady. No call. Can't believe that one. That was a lucky break there for Noah Cooper. McCady with some extra words for the officials as he heads off for a change. Now we're a minute into the third, and Valley back into the offensive zone. Vetterl, the late man, into the play. Rempel now driving on his defender, spins through another one. What a move, gets a shot off, but just pulls it wide. Man, oh man, what an individual effort from Gabe Rempel. Getting past one defender and spinning around another one. Now a turnover here against Calgary. What a defensive play. I believe that was Nigel Novak. As he heads off for a change now in Valley back into the offensive zone. Vetterl surveying near side, pass through the middle. Shot and a save there by Grayson Tapping. Now an interference call goes against Calgary. Fresh 30 now for the Sturgeon to work with. The Wranglers netminder staring down Jeremiah Gibbs, cutting straight through the middle. He has the ball once again right now. Pass over to his left, near side. Shot from distance, saved by Tapping. Caught enough of it, and it goes behind the net. Now the Wranglers will collect and look to get back into their offensive zone. Stretch pass near center. Kit caused a turnover, and another big hit by Denver Kit. And he goes in alone on a breakaway and pulls it just wide. Man, Denver Kit has been all over the floor in this game. And he lays another massive hit near center, going in alone on top of the Calgary goaltender. But can't put that one on target. Now the Wranglers with an opportunity to try to get within 2 if they can grab this rebound. They do so, and they put it behind the goal line. Brett Lindenbach finds the back of the net and gets the Wranglers back within 2. Catches a defender sleeping, cutting through and grabbing the rebound off of the far sideboards. Leaping for that one and throwing that over the left shoulder of Zach Goulet. That's the first goal he's allowed in quite some time now in this game. But it's a massive one for the Wranglers, and now for the first time in this MacDonaldCup tournament, Calgary has more than 4 goals. Rough ride there for Brett Lindenbach, the latest goal scorer, as he ends up drawing an interference call. Late check from behind. Now he'll cut to the middle off ball. McNally surveys through, avoids a check, and sends it back to the point. Shot pulled just wide. Rebound goes through the middle. Calgary comes up with it again. A shot and a save by Goulet. Loose ball still up for grabs. Big hit along the sideboards, man. Matthew Ortute goes straight down the tunnel. Big collision there, and I think his head made contact with the glass on the sideboards here, right in front of his bench. Hopefully he is all right. We'll keep our eye on the Valley tunnel now. A turnover goes against the Sturgeon. Momentum in favor of Calgary here. 32 shots through this game to this point for the Calgary Wranglers. Coming over to play in this MacDonaldCup tournament, usually playing in the Rocky Mountain League. Still looking for their first win here, but they finally have more than 4 goals. And that'll be an interference call. Burke McCady getting into the mix. Might be still a little frustrated after that rough ride. Now another hit afterwards. That's certainly going to be a penalty. They're mixing it up here, folks. Clearly these two don't like each other. It's Josiah Goosen who had that late hit on a Sturgeon player. So he'll head off for, we'll see, it's going to be 5 minutes each, it looks like. Or is he just going to say it's 5-on-5? We'll wait for the official word here. But it will remain 5-on-5 at least for the time being. Offsetting roughing calls, if I'm not mistaken. Calgary has to be frustrated with the way this tournament has gone thus far. Still looking for their first win, as I mentioned earlier. And we'll see how the rest of this period shapes up as they try to mount their comeback. They were leading by as much as 2, even during the second period. Now Burke McCady is going to take a penalty here. Looks like a high sticking call as he continues to show his frustrations. Man, the chippiness started back in the first period, and it's just continued all the way through. Now Burke McCady, he's got a case as well, as he realistically could have drawn a couple penalties to this point already in this game, but now he takes a high sticking call, 2 or less for Burke McCady. And the momentum continues to be in favor of the Wranglers here now with an opportunity to get back within 1 on the man advantage. Here's McNally, back up top to the point. Isaac Wong, near side feed. McCormick sends it down low to the corner, skip past McNally with a subber save by Goulet. Second chance, 2 straight saves by Zach Goulet. Now Nathan Jensen broke his stick on the play. He'll head off for a change. Now a short-handed fast break for the Sturgeon. Spin move through the middle, pulled just wide and out of play. And I think Nathan Jensen might have also gone down the tunnel for the Sturgeon. He went back to his bench limping after a penalty-killing shift there. His broken stick out on the floor now. The injuries piling up for the Sturgeon as they remain short-handed. Now Wong, near side, down low to the corner. McCormick comes back over top. Ball returned to him, 5 seconds to shoot. Wong with it again, steps into a shot, saved by Goulet. Loose ball grabbed by Jeremiah Gibbs. And he's off to the races. 1 defender to his left. Jeremiah Gibbs goes in alone. Great save, tapping. Still on the power play for another 40 seconds. Calgary back into the offensive zone. Wong, far side feed, down low to McNally as he heads up into the shooter position. Now near side feed. Angle, down low, return now to the point. Wong to McNally, shot goes just wide. Now Calgary can't avoid the back overcall. The shot clock about to expire either way. Now Danil goes in alone and a save by tapping again, shutting down the 5-hole. Now under 10 seconds remaining in the penalty to Burke McCady. Calgary takes another rough ride in front of the penalty boxes. And we make it a penalty on the play. It looks like it'll be a cross-checking call against Matthew Ortute, and Calgary's going to remain on the power play just after McCady stepped out of the box. Valley frustrated here. And I think they have a case. I mean, that was a big collision, but honestly, I didn't see what the official penalty call is. George, did you see what the call was? Cross-checking, they'll say? I don't know. Wasn't a penalty in my books, but either way, it will be a power play for the Wranglers. Again, with an opportunity, man up here to get back within 1. Wong to McCormick. Takes his space, sends it down low to the corner. Wong with it again. Far side feed, down low to McNally as they start their motion. McNally takes some space, winds, fires, save by Goulet. He hangs onto the rebound to getting the whistle, and he'll just send that one down the length of the floor. Tristan Denil will chase it down, applying some pressure. Calgary gets away from that, though. Now they're back into the offensive zone. McCormick has to take it off the hop. He's got a man on his back. Denil closing the gap. But he finds his space. Power play back out onto the floor now. Riker Hutchinson joins the power play unit. He has the ball now in the shooter position. Fakes the shot, down low to the corner. McCormick back to Wong. Finding some room. McCormick with it again. Big shot. Save Goulet. Ball falls between his legs. And Nathan Jensen back out onto the floor now for the Sturgeon. Glad to see he's back into the action. He's had to head off a couple of times now due to injury. Now Denver Kitt tries to split a double team, turns it over. Calgary with one man to beat. It's Gabe Rempel. So he gets into the physical action now, keeping the Wranglers at bay. Evan Potter finds some space off the flip, but an interference call goes against Calgary. That was Josiah Goosen trying to clear some space. He'll head off now with Valley 20 seconds away from killing their second straight penalty. Now Vetterl lost it for a moment. Ball falls to his feet, trying to eat some contact here. He'll just bat that one down towards the Calgary goal. He'll collect now and send it back up the floor. Finally, back to 5-on-5 action for the first time in a little bit here. 11:23 to play in the third period. It's Valley still leading the Wranglers by 2, 7-5 now. Sturgeon come up with possession. Pass connected near center to Nigel Novak. Now he takes a wrap check, still no call, continues to eat the pressure here. Rempel with some space, now a delayed call, and it looks like it'll go against Valley. A retaliation call on the slash against Matt Thiessen. And at this point, there's really no excuse for Calgary to not be able to climb back into this game. 3 straight power plays here. Unable to find the back of the net at this point. We'll see if the script rewrites itself, though, as they work it around the perimeter on the man advantage. We approach the halfway mark of this third period. McNally still looking for his third in this game. Pass to the middle, shot, save Goulet. Denver Kitt now mixing it up with a member of the Wranglers, kind of away from the play through the middle of the floor. It's Noah Cooper and Denver Kitt getting into it. There's a shot from McNally and another save by Zach Goulet. Kitt loses the ball for a moment through a double team. Now finds some space, takes a slash. And that'll be the 8-second count going against Valley. They're just going to give the ball straight back to the Calgary Wranglers. Still 1:10 to work with on the power play. Now Jeremiah Gibbs joins the penalty killers down low onto the crease. It's been just an absolute vacuum for the Sturgeon in terms of loose balls here. And showing off his speed to stretch the floor. There's another save by Goulet, getting his left arm on that one. That'll be an interference call going against Calgary. And speak of the devil, Jeremiah Gibbs stretches the floor on a breakaway, shorthanded, shoots, puts it just wide. Now Tristan Denil battling for the loose ball. Jeremiah Gibbs comes up with it. Runs into a double team and loses the ball. He'll head back with some back pressure. Now 15 seconds remaining in the Calgary power play. McNally receives the drop pass back out onto the floor on the man advantage as Thiessen is standing in the box ready to rejoin the play. Shot pulled just wide. They grab the rebound, though. Cooper, one-timer, near side, saved by Goulet. Robbing Taylor Angle of what would have been his second goal of the game. Now another big hit. McNally getting into the action. And causing the 8-second count against Valley. Now 8.5 to play in the third period. And now we're going to get a penalty going maybe each way. No, now Calgary will get the lone penalty. And it looks like it'll be Noah Cooper. First power play in quite some time for the Valley Sturgeon. And let me tell you here, folks, they are certainly due. 3 straight power plays for Calgary. And generally speaking, there's nothing too wrong with that. But the last 2 were, I don't know, at least in my eyes, a little bit questionable. Now Valley getting a stern talking to from their coaching staff. Instructions for the remaining 8.5 minutes in this game. More than likely telling them to stay out of the extracurriculars. It's not worth it. They're already up by 2 here. Still lots of lacrosse remaining. But you got a desperate Calgary team looking to keep their hopes and dreams alive here, looking for their first win of the tournament. And if you're Valley, man, do not give them any momentum if you're able to keep it on your side here. It'll be Jeremiah Gibbs, Brett Vicenton, Tristan Danil, Everett Vetterol, and rounding out the man-up unit here is Gabe Rempel running point on the power play. He has the ball now. Vetterol waits for the screen. Back up top to the point. Shot from distance off the post. So the official call is a cross-checking one to Noah Cooper. So he watches on from the sin bin with the power play unit of the Sturgeon back into the play now. Danil sets a screen near side, cuts to the middle. Rempel pulls that one just wide. Gibbs trying to dig for it. Can't grab it from the Calgary goaltender. Now Gage Foley will push pace. Swim move around the Valley captain. Now absorbs a check from behind, pinned along the sideboard, still finds a way to get away from it, spinning through the middle, on top of the crease now. Foley gets the shot off and puts it just wide. What an effort from Gage Foley. Driving in on top of the crease, short-handed. And now Tristan Danil back into the play. 45 seconds remaining on the power play. Rempel to Vicenton. Shot saved by the Calgary netminder. Grayson Tapping continuing to stand tall. Now fresh 30 for Valley. Vetterol. Swing pass. Now Rempel steps into a shot. I'll say that'll be an interference call going against Calgary. Now another fresh 30 for Valley to work with. Here's Gabe Rempel at the point. Brett Vicenton. Back up top. Everett Vetterol. Skip pass through the middle, and Gibbs just pulled that one. A little bit tighter than what I think he wanted. Tapping caught a piece of it. Now Rempel scores! 4 goals for Gabe Rempel, and the lead is now 3. Will that be the dagger? Moments after Jeremiah Gibbs just missed putting them up by 3, the rebound falls to Gabe Rempel, and he pulls that one past the stick side on Grayson Tapping. The lead is now 8-5 with 6.5 to play in the third period on their 57th shot of this game. And they grab the loose ball following the faceoff. Vetterol, stutter step move, getting underneath. Now will spin back and find some room. This is the aforementioned Gabe Rempel looking for goal number 5, pulls that one wide. Gibbs will collect, takes a high hit from behind, no call, and they'll give him the back overcall. Man, the ref's letting a lot go here in this third period. Now, Brandon McNally. Down low, Cooper, pass through the middle. Just off the mark. Now Nathan Jensen will collect, and he'll push pace. Side steps the check of Brandon McNally. 5.5 to play in the third period. Valley back into the offensive zone. Jensen with the mad dash onto his bench. Late man joining the rush here will be Vetterl. Rempel with it. Got one defender to beat. Swing pass now to the near side. Vicentin steps into one. Trickles past the likes of Grayson, tapping out the other side, though. And a defender will come in to collect the loose ball. Now McCormick with it. Up top to McNally. Engel, late man off the bench. He has the ball sent over to him now. Engel steps into a shot. That one goes just wide. Might have caught a piece. And we got some action behind the play, but Denver Kitt now in alone on a breakaway on top of the crease, and he scores! Denver Kitt gets another one here, and looks like we got penalties after the play. Just after Denver Kitt finds the back of the net, it will be Brett Lindenbach heading off to the sin bin here, and Valley to the man advantage. So it will remain 5-on-5 now, and we'll go back towards a face-off following that last goal from Denver Kitt. Now Valley with their biggest lead of the game here, up by 4. Now Noah Cooper, one hand on his stick, collects that one, reaching. Driving down low, he gets forced into the far side corner. Now Isaac Wong joins the play. That pass off the mark, though, collected by Danil, and he'll stretch the floor. He's got one defender coming to cut him off. He'll cut through on his wrong side. Shot, pulling that one 5-hole, and tapping shuts the door. Caden Murray will come in to collect, get back over center now with just over 4 minutes to play. Shots 60-40 in favor of the Sturgeon. And now they're making another opportunity here as Calgary will give the ball right back to them, sending it into their bench. Gabe Rempel will start off this possession. He's certainly got the hottest stick in this game. 4 goals to this point, 4 of the 9. Cutting through the middle, looking for his 5th, and a right shoulder save by tapping. Loose ball collected by Rempel. Down low, Vicentin. He's got one defender to beat, shoots around him, and he scores! Rempel gets another point, but this time it's Brett Vicentin finding the back of the net. His 2nd of the game as he just steps around a defender and shoots past the screen. Now 10-5 in the late stages here. 3.5 to play in the third. 2 goals on 3 shots. Last 3 shots, I should say, for Valley. Now they'll head back and get a defensive stop, or look for a defensive stop off the interference call. Now here comes Brandon McNally, trying to keep his team within striking distance here, if still possible. Down by 5 with 3:20 to play. Calgary's going to go 6-on-5 here with tapping on the bench. They're working around the perimeter. 20 seconds still to work with on the shot clock. Can't get a clean look on their offense right now. So they send that one down low to the corner. Now post to post. They try to get a shot through the middle as McNally couldn't get a clean shot. Now rebound collected. Stopped by Goulet. McNally mixing it up there for a moment with Nathan Jensen. They both get to their respective benches, and Valley heads back over center. Calgary needs a miracle here, folks. 2:45 to play, down by 5. Denver Kit grabs this loose ball off the corner boards. He works his way through the middle, takes a big hit on top of the crease. And again, tapping. Makes his way towards the Calgary bench. They'll go 6-on-5 once again. Got to imagine they'll do so for the remainder of their offensive sets here. Late man into the rush here. Replacing the goaltender is Taylor Engel. There's a shot. Lane goes just wide. Riker Hutchinson couldn't put that one on target. Now tapping will get back between his pipes, back into his net. Now 2 minutes to play in the game. Valley content with just killing clock here. Vicenton, nice move, trying to get underneath of a defender. Uses the screen to come over top. Instructed to just take his time here. That pass off the mark. Now Thiessen collects. 8 seconds to shoot. In comes the double team. Now a third defender joins. Thiessen from distance loses the ball on the hit, goes free. And a big hit afterwards there to the corner boards. And I believe Calgary's going to head off to the penalty box one last time in this game. Zach Phaneuf. And he's going to bring a member of the Sturgeon with them, Logan White. Looks like for an unsportsmanlike call here. So this will be possession for Calgary. So it'll be a roughing call to Calgary and an unsportsmanlike to Valley. And those are going to be offsetting once again. We'll go back to 5-on-5 action. Great look there at the Wranglers netminder in Grayson Tapping. I mean, this is my first time calling one of Calgary's games through this tournament, but Jeff Fisher has had glowing, what's the word I'm looking for? Glowing reviews, remarks of what Grayson Tapping has been able to do here so far for the Wranglers. One of the standouts for this Calgary team, despite the losses thus far. And they have been some relatively lopsided losses, but it's been the Calgary goaltender who has stood out for his team here. And I'd say that he has done so again in this game as well. Despite his team being down by 5. He'll head back towards his net now as Valley tries to send this one down the floor. And, man, that looked ugly. Away from the play, we have a Calgary player slow to get back to his feet. He fell and got tied up with a member of the Sturgeon. That's Caleb McCormack. He's going to head off for a change now as he heads off limping. And, yeah, that didn't look great. Valley sends that one towards the open net. Rebound goes right past Tristan Donnell. Could have had a wide open net to throw home his hat trick goal. Instead, Calgary goes the other way. Another save for Goulet. He'll send this one the length. Thought we were going to get a look at a goalie goal. But Tapping there to cut that one off. Now Calgary with another shot and another late save by Goulet. Again, trying to send that one the length of the floor. Valley trying to get their goaltender onto the scoreboard here. Calgary's going to go 6-on-5 again. Shot goes wide. 15 seconds to play. McNally will hold. Pass up top to the perimeter. Shot by Wong, saved by Goulet with a stick. Second chance, another save by Zach Goulet. He'll hang on for one final save. And that will wind down this game. It was a 10-5 final in favor of the Valley Sturgeon. as they head down towards their netminder in Zach Goulet. Had to make a couple of last-minute saves to close out the game, and he helped secure the victory. That'll do it for us on the first game of the day here in day number 3. We got 3 more coming up this afternoon. Just getting a look here at the schedule to tell you what's coming up on tap. We have Surrey versus Poco starting at 1:30. A local matchup here between the host team, Poco Saints, and the Surrey Rebels, who will also, I think both those teams are actually looking for their first wins of the tournament. But we will step aside for now. Reminder, that game coming up at 1:30, Surrey versus Poco. For our entire cast of characters here, for cameraman extraordinaire, George Parra, I've been Tino Farah. We've been BC Sports TV. Oh, yeah, that's right. Randy Clough, of course, to my right. PA extraordinaire on the mic. We'll step aside for now. Again, we'll be back at about 1:30, and we will see you next time.